I'll introduce it.
All right.
All right. So welcome to Path of a Plumber podcast. I'm here with Randy Shannon from Val Jan's Services, who also operates as a Roto-Rooter franchise, correct?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. And so where are you guys based out of again?
Our home office is in Medina, Ohio.
Okay.
I work out of the regional office in Champaign, Urbana, Illinois.
Okay. And you were saying that your group is kind of one of the largest Roto-Rooter franchises in the country, correct?
Yes, sir. We are the largest franchise conglomerate in the country right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
Nice. And so let's talk just a little bit about your background, because you've recently partnered up inside that business in your area. But let's talk just kind of about your journey as a plumber to get to where you are now.
Okay, no problem. I started plumbing in early 1997, and I started for a ma and pa company, kind of a large non-union company in Central Illinois. Started out with a 5-man crew called Rss Plumbing and Heating out of Villa Grove, Illinois. And I worked there for about 8 years. By the time I left, we were the largest non-union company in Central Illinois. I left there and went to a conglomerate called Central Illinois Plumbing and Heating, where I was a project manager. I traveled the country. We did hotels and apartment complexes, and I did all the takeoffs for those, made sure my crews arrived on time and stuff like that. But ownership wasn't quite on the up and up with that, and he had a few problems that he couldn't get through, and the company went bankrupt. So I kind of did my own thing with a partner for about 2 years with Jesse Harvey, and MKP was our contractors, was our name. And that's about when the new construction market started to tank, around 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
And we made money. We didn't owe anybody money. So we decided, okay, now's a good time to go ahead and get out. I took about a year off when I got a call from Mark Stepboy, who owns this conglomerate that I'm with now. And Roto-Rooter was the very last company I wanted to work for, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they have a bad name, but I'll tell you what, the branding of this company has changed my plumbing career. It was bad enough to begin with. I had a company truck and I wouldn't even drive it home because I didn't want customers and my friends to know I worked here. And that was going on 10 years ago. So
yeah,
I'm pretty proud now. I wear the logo. I mean, it's all about branding. You know, I've read some of your stuff and listened to a few of your podcasts also. Branding and media is 100% how you gain your business these days. You don't realize until you work for a brand like this what a name does for call volume and security, and you know it's been amazing to me. 24 years later, I started plumbing, and like I said, in 97 at $7.75 an hour. And now I make amazing money. I mean, I won't disclose how much, but I'm in the 6 digits, and now I'm a 50% owner of another location with this owner here who's done a lot of things for my family and my life. You know, made me an owner through working for him.
Yeah, and let's talk about that, because you're basically saying that, you know, it's really been your understanding of the sales process, the marketing process. Talk about just kind of how you do it, and you know, because obviously Roto-Rooter, it's mostly drains, obviously.
Yes, sir.
And that's also my sweet spot as a marketer: drains, lining, trenchless, septics. That's kind of my world. So I'm always curious to hear the difference in how people handle those calls and, you know, provide service and provide value for their clients that ultimately leads to revenue and profit for them as well.
Absolutely. I got a lot of sales training throughout my career, believe it or not. When I got out of the military, I was 10 years in the Illinois National Guard. But when I got out, I found a niche in sales. I used to sell door-to-door vacuum cleaners.
Oh, wow.
And which is a tough scenario, but I led the Midwest in sales 3 years in a row. You know, so sales was always kind of my niche. But flat rate sales is a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
You know, we make sure that if we charge a premium price, we give a quality service. Premium
Yeah.
price, premium service. We make sure our guys, when I come to your home, I don't want you to need me again. I don't want to solve one problem. I want to solve 12 that you may not have seen while I was there.
Yeah.
We started, I took over the excavation for my region here as the excavation and plumbing manager. And excavation before we bought the franchise, I mean, their highest year was probably a couple $100,000.
Yeah.
You know, now we do over 2 million a year in excavation in our small area here, which is pretty big for where we're at. But we do trenchless, we do pipelining, we do bursting, we do water line bursting, we do the whole 9 yards. As a matter of fact, we just added blue light lining. Yesterday was our first blue light liner.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Which is
I
the
mean,
new ultraviolet quick cure liner, right?
yes, sir. It's cured by a UV light. It takes your cure time from, you know, and obviously in the Midwest, I'm not down there in Florida like you are. Here in the Midwest, it gets pretty cold.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes liners could take 6, 8, 10 hours to cure.
Yeah.
But here in town, we cured a 20-foot liner yesterday in 5.5 minutes.
Wow.
You know, and wind chill yesterday was around 18 degrees. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to revolutionize what we do and how we do it here.
Yeah.
My boss Mark Stephoy is the owner of the conglomerate that I work for. And he took a large step in 2012 and said, hey, what do you think about pipelining? And I said, I could sell it. I could sell anything.
Yeah.
And he said, well, you know, you kind of guarantee me that you're going to sell one a month and it'll pay for itself and I'll get it. And I said, yeah, I could do that. And now we're doing 3 to 5 liners a week.
Yeah. And who do you guys use for your lining equipment?
We use Hammerhead.
Hammerhead,
We were
okay.
Permaliner. We were in the Permaliner industry for about 5-6 years. We switched over to Hammerhead for other reasons, but mostly because of the service and the just the comfortability. I know somebody's going to be there for me if there's a problem.
Yeah. And so do you guys, I mean, I always wonder just by region, because some regions, they do well with working with insurance companies to cover the replacement of a drain pipe, you know, underground. Does your area allow that, or is the homeowner kind of on their own and you have to get creative in financing and helping them pay for it?
Yeah, I mean, I know a few insurance companies around here that do cover some of it on the outside. It just depends on the wording. You got to learn that wording.
Yeah.
Certain words are their key words that, you know, if you say those, they're like, okay, yeah, it needs replaced. But we do offer financing with multiple plans and options. Financing has actually changed how we do what we do. You know, not everybody can go into their bank account and withdraw thousands of dollars. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
If somebody came to your house today and say, hey man, I got to have $15,000 to replace the sewer and dig up the street, 95% of Americans would say, yeah, I don't have that kind of money. Yeah. But we've got great financing options with, you know, 1 year, no service charge, no financing charge. You know, we've been fortunate to help our customers in many ways.
Yeah. And obviously Roto-Rooter, I mean, the reason I know this is because I run drain campaigns all over the United States, right? And Roto-Rooter is the #1 search term, even if someone's looking for just general drain cleaning. So do you feel just through your internet, you tend to get a lot of organic necessarily calls because people are looking for you? Or do you guys invest a lot in marketing? And can you talk about how you get your customers and leads?
Yeah, we invest a ton in marketing. I mean, we're as a franchise, we're only required to invest so much into marketing, but our boss is marketing is his game, if you know what I mean. Nice. There's some people that are good at selling liners, some people that are good with their hands and great plumbers. He's a marketing guru. And we actually have a full-time marketing lady now that assists with it, but marketing. I mean, she can literally flip a switch and gain you a 30% hike in calls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, a lot of it, it's the brand. People recognize the brand. Even when they call other companies, they used to call the small company I worked for, and people called it, "Hey, I need my drain roto-rootered." You know, it's just the association. The company's been around since 1935. Largest plumbing company in the world. You know, so obviously, and the jingle's still stuck in everybody's head from the 70s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of the marketing, but I mean, we obviously use Yellow Page, Google. If you don't have 5-star reviews on Google right now, your work's going down.
Yeah.
You know, how many people now pick up the phone book?
Yeah. No, yeah, it doesn't exist.
It
Google is
doesn't
the
happen.
phone book now, you know. The Google
Absolutely.
is the phone book, you know.
Your smartphone is your phone book.
Yeah, exactly. What advice would you give to someone, you know, just kind of getting started in the trade as kind of a new plumber, you know, thinking back to when you were making $7.75 an hour, and then someone trying to climb the ranks and either start their own business or become a partner in a big group like you? Talk to those two different people, as we kind of have a lot of plumbers that listen to the podcast.
Absolutely. And actually, it's great because I just had this conversation. My 20-year-old son he's in the military, and he's getting started in the trades.
Yeah.
And my best advice for him: be persistent. You've got to come to work every day. You got to have your boots on. Every day, you know, we learned in the military, you could do great things if you could make your bed. But if you can't make your bed every day, you can't do great things, because you can't even do the small things to start your day. You know what I mean? You know, I watched a general with a speech of that. You know, if you can't start your day and end your day with a made bed, it's not going to start your day. You're not going to be able to accomplish anything. But I worked for the plumber I said, you know, out of Villa Grove, Illinois, and he was very, very hard on me. You know, the old school apprentices, we're a different breed than they are these days.
Yeah.
Some of these apprentices these days, oh, that's not my job. Yeah, you didn't dare come out with that when I was an apprentice.
Yeah.
My licensed plumber, as I explained to my son, he carried a print, a tape measure, and a pencil into a house. That's it. You carried his tools in, you got his batteries ran, you drilled his holes for him, you went and got his pipe. That's what you did. You know, nowadays, I think my biggest advice would be prepared, don't be soft.
Yeah.
If you're soft in the heart, soft in the mind, you're not going to make it in this industry. You're just not.
Yeah.
Be prepared for what everything this industry can bring you. I've had my ups, my downs, worked for companies that never paid my health insurance, even though they took it out of my tax or out of my check. And, you know, just be aware of who you're with. If you have an owner that calls you and complains because you just spent $4 on a credit card that didn't need to be spent, you're with the right company. It might sound wrong, but that's a guy that cares and that knows what's going in and coming out of his company.
Yeah.
The biggest part of your career is going to be spent with a company that cares about you as an individual. But if you want to climb your ranks, you know, the best way I can explain it, I used to do new construction, and we'd go to a house or an apartment complex, and all the guys around me, you know, are wearing their jeans with their primer and their glue on them, and, you know, coming in with their ball caps, not caring, just rolled out of bed, come to work. I was never that guy. You'd come on the job and you'd find me because I'd be there with the clean clothes on, the hair gel. You know, I was the plumber that cared about what I looked like. But appearance is everything when it comes to management and ownership. If they're going to come to you and as an apprentice and say a group of 10 guys and I'm the only guy that does that, guess who got picked to move up to management at that point?
Yeah.
Don't dress for the job you have, dress for the job you want.
Yeah. Nice.
And
what would you tell?
I was fortunate.
Yeah. What would you tell to someone trying to make that leap from, okay, I'm good at plumbing and now I want to be in management, ownership?
The best advice I can give, you can't take a leap if you don't get to the edge. If you can't push yourself to that point to get better and want to take a jump, because I tell you what, going into business for yourself or even an outfit like I work for now, if you're not willing to put yourself out there and take some risk, you'll never have reward. Reward doesn't come without risk.
Yeah.
I mean, we bought the franchise that I'm partners with my owner. And, you know, it's kind of intimidating because he is the largest franchise owner in the country. You know what I mean? This man buys franchises for 30, $50,000 and turns them into multi-million-dollar companies. You know, so
Yeah.
it's kind of intimidating to a guy that's turned a wrench 90% of his career.
Yeah.
But we bought a franchise that's, you know, that was doing less than 80,000 a year, a one-man show, and now, you know, it's $1 million franchise.
Yeah.
You know, you just gotta be able to have the faith to step out and make sure the right people are on your side.
Awesome. So that's a good episode. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you might want to mention, and then we can shout out just where people could find you if they wanted to chat with you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great. I definitely appreciate you interviewing me. I really do. I mean, you know, my career has been pretty much what you were looking for. It's been, to me, it's been a success story. I started at the
Yeah.
very bottom, you know,
Yeah.
making $7 an hour to, you know, making 6 digits a year and happier than I've ever been in my life.
Yeah. Awesome. No, that's exactly
Yeah.
great. So you want to just shout out where people could find you, maybe your company website, just anywhere someone could reach
Absolutely.
out to you?
You can find us at Roto-Rooter of Central Illinois. And if you have any questions personally, you can find me on Facebook under Randy Shannon. And I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you got. Valjan Underground is what we do our blue light lining and our bursting and regular lining under. Just give me a holler and we'll be able to take care of any of the needs you got.
Awesome. Thank you so much.